Hello and welcome to Blush, the world's first wellness show that's actually entertaining. I'm Hiwa and I quit law so I can help you look and feel your best. Together, we get into food, nutrition, all the latest wellness trends, but we also laugh, get silly, drop a few F-bombs, and go on a million tangents. So if that sounds like your vibe, we're about to be best friends.
Welcome back to another episode of Blush Kitchen. Let's take a moment for the outfit. Now, not to brag, but these shorts don't have belt loops on them, and I took them to the tailor and I said, can you put belt loops on? And he said, no, I actually can't because we don't have extra fabric. So if I were to put belt loops on, they wouldn't match. And then I was like, oh, okay. And I just put on a belt and it kind of works. And I want to show you, obviously I'm wearing slippers because I'm in the house, but I want to show you the shoes I would wear if I was wearing this out. And I haven't worn these shoes ever yet. I don't know if you guys can see them. Maybe if I go there. Okay, well, this is wildly inappropriate. I can't believe we're starting the episode like this. Maybe if I go all the way back here, can you see them? Probably not, because I actually blocked this out earlier, and that's how I knew I don't need to vacuum the floor before recording. So, all right, I'll just get the shoes out of frame and let's get going. So, today's gonna be a fucking chaotic day. And I think I'm gonna record 2 episodes back to back. So I think I'm gonna make a quick matcha. Now it is late in the day for me to be having caffeine. So I'm gonna make it a very mild matcha, but I wanna show you the matchas that I have. Actually, the first matcha I ever bought was a Poto tea. I don't have the canister, it's empty anyway, but Ozzy's away. And we use that to put creatine in for travel. So he has it on him. I love this froth matcha, but we're not going to use it today. I think my favorite one that I've had is this one from Matchaful. It says Kiwami. It's a super ceremonial matcha, single origin, Shizuoka, Japan. It's really lovely. And then I've been using this branded one from Happier Grocer. It says Grade Uji Matcha, and I really love this too. I mean, it's they're all ceremonial grade, which is kind of all I know about matcha, to be completely honest with you. But I would imagine the differences are like where they're sourced from. Not an expert, I don't know. Anyway, it is kind of late in the day, so we're gonna do a pretty mild matcha, I say, as I put a heaping scoop in there. Don't mind me. And I'm gonna do a pandan cloud matcha. So we're adding some pandan powder. I'll link, so I've used a few now. This is my favorite of the pandan powders that I've used, so I will link this. I'll also link the matchas and the matcha accessories that I like, and we're doing a pretty generous amount of this. And I'm actually gonna leave this out because we are using it for the next thing that I'm making. And I might add a bit of vanilla powder to this too. Anyway, we're doing the matcha first because I want to have something to sip on throughout the episode. So I am going to add a little bit of vanilla powder, which will kind of destroy some of the beautiful green of it all. But what can you do? I was going to be like, anyway, how are you guys? Like, as though you can reply to me. That sucks that you can't. How cool would it be to have Blush Kitchen be live? Also, what I kind of want to shift towards, and I'd love your feedback on this. Actually, tell me what you think about this. Like, sound off in the comments. I would love to make the podcast be all Blush Kitchen and not, hold on, I want to put this back in my drink cart, but I kind of want to show you guys my drink cart. So she's not really camera ready right now, but this is my drink cart. So this is my glutamine, this is tyrosine, this is creatine. I take these in the morning. This is like a golden milk gut blend. This is my really stunning kettle. And then there's some other stuff. Okay, that's it. You got to see it. Now I'm gonna roll her back to where she lives. That was a fun little interlude. Also, she washed her hair. It's clean. Can you believe it? Okay, so for matcha, in case you don't know, you always want to use not boiling water, but like 80 degrees Celsius. So I'm just doing a tiny bit because we're then gonna froth it with soy milk. So this is what we have. Oof. You guys, my all white outfit is gonna be destroyed by the end of this episode. Okay, now these drinks that I've been making, they're all very formulaic. If you've made any of them, you could make all of them, right? So it's basically this soy milk with some kind of flavor, froth, froth, froth to create a cloud. And then on the bottom goes the coconut water. And then this sits on top. So I'm gonna transfer this to something more narrow for frothing because I find that it gets frothier in a more narrow vessel, such as this. By the way, I just wanna say, this is the first time I'm wearing something cropped in a really long time because I felt like shit about my body, which I recognize I'm very privileged in my body, but you guys know who've been following the podcast for a while, I went through this little binge eating phase for a bit late spring, early summer, and completely overhauled the way that I eat. And yeah, and I'm kind of feeling a little bit better about my body right now. What I'm not feeling better about is the status of this fucking apartment. But you know what? Sometimes you have to make sacrifices in life. And in order for me to do everything I need to do today, which honestly is a lot, things are gonna have to be in shambles. By the way, one could say that I manifested this little guy because I'll wait till I'm done frothing. Yeah, maybe not the best audio quality. Basically what happened was, oh, I forgot about the pandan extract. Let me grab that. I was thinking I need more narrow pouring vessels like that one for all these drinks and stuff. And I've really been drawn to silver lately. I'm gonna add just a touch more soy milk to this. And then I'm gonna add this pandan extract, which I will also link. This pandan extract is like fucking delicious. And the ingredients don't say it, but like, I feel like there must be sugar in it somehow, some way, because it tastes so good, it makes no sense. I'm definitely gonna get green all over this outfit. Again, gonna leave the pandan extract out because she's about to be in use. Oh, I wanna show you guys something I got. So I hate the way paper towels are like tall, and I just hate tall things on the counter. The aesthetic of it. So I got this really chic kind of, it's like a napkin holder, and then I got flat paper towels to put in here. So I'll link all this if you guys are interested too. Anyway, so then the other day I'm walking home from Solid Core, and in New York City, it's really common to just put things outside when you don't want them anymore, and like people will grab them or whatever. And I saw this on the street, and is that like a questionable way to live your life? Like just pick up shit off the street? Yeah, probably. But we did, and it's my first time using it, so hopefully I don't get any weird diseases from it. I did wash it exceptionally thoroughly, so I feel like we're probably good. Whatever, we'll find out together in real time. Oh, I'm so excited for this matcha. I feel like it's not as frothy because I used like a little too much water, I think, in the base, but whatever, it'll do the job. So it might not be as beautiful, like the cloud might not sit as perfectly on the top, but such is life. What can you do, you know? All right, so we have our coconut water. Whew. Yeah, see how it's not kind of perfectly sitting on top? Whatever. She's still cute. We got a straw. Wait, is this not the perfect straw to use with this? Guys, that is the best fucking matcha ever. Literally all you need is matcha powder, this pandan powder, this pandan extract, that soy milk that you guys know I'm obsessed with, and coconut water, and that's it. Okay, so here's the plan for today. So we are going to make pistachio pandan ice cream bars. We're gonna make the mix, like the base, the liquid, and then I'm gonna make like 1 to 2 popsicle, or like pour into popsicle molds. I'm only gonna make 1 to 2 and keep the rest of the base liquid, and here's why. I am leaving town in 2 days, which is why today is such a hectic day. I'm actually gonna record last week's episode after this episode. I'm just basically mementoing it up here, like really playing with space and time. I wanna bring the mix for the pistachio ice cream down to my parents' house with me, and then make more of the ice cream bars when I'm down there for my dad. But I'm gonna put a couple in the freezer for Ozzy because he's out of town right now and he gets back in town before Sam and I come back in town. So it'll be a fun surprise for him in the freezer. Okay, so, so good. Alrighty. I have pistachios soaking. Why did the soaking water get this gross? I don't know. I don't know what this means. I'm kind of concerned, NGL. But we're gonna strain these. Oh, and then after we make the ice creams, I'm gonna show you my like ultimate hyperfixation bowl. And I actually might make more of the dressing for that. Usually in these bowls, I put like 20 different sauces, but this one we're just gonna rock with the one sauce because there's other things that are gonna make it saucy. So yeah, that's the plan, that's the agenda. Get excited. What else was I gonna say? I think that's it. I don't know. Let's get out the fucking blender and get to work. I love these ice cream bars. And again, this is very, excuse me. This ice cream recipe is also very formulaic. So basically, also, do you guys love how I just have my hair down? Like, hopefully it doesn't get into things, but it's like really just shit for myself. You know, after I go on this 20-minute spiel about how I'm making this ice cream for other people, now I'm like, it's just for me, so who cares? But yeah, this ice cream recipe is very formulaic in that once you kind of get the base down, you can change up the flavors really easily. And a lot of my recipes actually are that. I don't know if you guys have noticed. For example, these drinks, so formulaic, right? A lot of my dressings, like once I kind of get a base down, then I can riff on it. Okay, so we have 1.5 cups of not cashews, pistachios. we're gonna start with a cup of dates. We'll see if that's enough. Okay, so rude. And then let me grab this stuff. Okay, so we're gonna do a can of, usually I would do coconut cream. This is just coconut milk. Coconut cream is better. It just has a bit more fat. It helps with the freezing process so that it's less icy and more like a creamy actual ice cream kind of texture. This would be a highly inconvenient time to find out that I'm out of Medjool dates. Let's see. Yikes. Okay, thank God. We do have one bag, but just the one bag. So I think that should be fine though, actually. You guys, I just washed my hair today and I feel like on the first day it's so frizzy. I mean, my hair is like not used to being clean. It's exclusively dirty. If you're new to me, I like never fucking wash my hair. It's a fun fact about me. A fun, most would say pretty disgusting fact about me. Okay, so we're doing 1 cup of pitted Medjool dates, and you really want to kind of pack them in. I'll count these for you too, though. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of pretty large packed in Medjool dates. This is my recipe book, so let's look at this. We're gonna do 1 cup. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Another sip of the matcha. Fuck, that's so good. Like, how is that so fucking good? All right, I'm gonna do maybe like 2 tablespoons of this pandan powder. Oh, God. Okay, 1. Let me take this fucking thing out of here. 2. I'm exhausted, you guys. It's been a day already. And then, I don't know. You know, usually I add spinach to this recipe for color because, oh my God, that could have been a disaster. So far, I think I'm free of green shit on me because the actual pistachios don't really make it green. Holy shit. Let's do 4 tablespoons of this. But pandan is so rich in chlorophyll that I actually think, wait, did I finish saying, I usually add spinach to this because the actual pistachios don't really make it green, like not green enough. And it's fun to have it green, you know? So usually I add spinach and it makes it really fucking green. And I bought spinach for the recipe. But I'm wondering if the pandan, it's so rich in chlorophyll. Like, I feel like I just repeated myself. I'm so sorry, guys. Like I said, we are having a day over here. And I don't want to overpack this blender. That's another reason why I haven't used the spinach. So we'll see if we, shit. Well, things are going great so far. No, it should be fine. If we need it, I'll add the spinach later. Yikes, see, half the liquid from the coconut can is outside, so that's not ideal, but hopefully it's still enough for this blender to be able to blend. So let's see. No, I'm terrified. It's a mess over here. I'm just jotting down what I did here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, let's put it on. Let's let it blend and we'll see what happens. Okay, you guys just missed pure chaos. So basically I had the blender way overfilled, the Beast blender, and it explicitly says in the instructions not to do it, but listen, it's an area where I struggle. So I had it way overfilled and then I couldn't open it, to the point where I had to stop everything, go outside. I'm not joking, you guys. I went outside, found a car parked right outside my building, holding the blender cup, knocked on the window. This guy sitting in the car rolls down the window. I think this is one of the few circumstances in life where a man was afraid that a woman was gonna attack him. And I go, hey, can you open this blender cup for me? I'm in the middle of filming my fucking show. Like, I don't think Martha Stewart has to deal with this shit, you know? Anyway, so then I transferred it to the Vitamix so we could get a good blend, because this is just a massive fucking cup. Anyway, let me go get the molds and we can get this going. I'm also gonna bring a jar for the rest of the stuff, because I told you guys I'm taking it down to DC for my dad. But how cute are these little popsicle molds? And then we have sticks. Okay, let's do this. Ooh, actually, let's taste it. What are we doing here? That's fucking incredible. Fucking incredible. I'm taking my hair out. Have you guys seen that reel that's like hanging out with your Persian friends? And then this chick just like waves out this big mane. I had so many people send it to me. It's so funny. Honestly, there was a tiny bit of dust inside that one cavity, but whatever. I also like these molds because they're really small, so you can make nice small ice cream bars. I originally bought them to make copycat. Do you know the Magnum double caramel bars? I grew up eating those in Germany. Well, Magnum was really big in Germany in general. But the double caramel came out like towards the later years of me being in Germany. And it's a vanilla ice cream bar that's dipped in chocolate and then dipped in a layer of caramel and then dipped in another layer of chocolate. Okay, so we're gonna make 4 of these for Ozzy to come home to, and the rest of this we're gonna take to my dad. But being, you know, who we are, little blushy girls, we're gonna decorate this a little bit. And maybe this is a good time for me to put on my Meta rain bands. Ray-Bans, did I say rain bands? So that I can film this. Aren't they cute also? Okay. How are we gonna decorate this? Oh. Thank you so much. It's talking to me. Ah! Okay, thank you. No, we don't need you to keep talking to me. Okay, I was gonna add crushed pistachios, but honestly, the pistachios are inaccessible right now, like truly inaccessible, so that's not gonna happen. So I mean, it should, but it's not going to. So instead, I mean, what do we do? I don't know. Oh, let me put the sticks in. I'll definitely do flowers, but it was meant to have crushed pistachio. I don't know, maybe we could do, no, it needs crushed pistachio. I'll just have to I'll have to brave that cabinet and find the pistachios and crush some up. That's the only way, it's the only solution. No, these are so cute. Okay, while I do that, you know what? I made this little trail mix situation for Ozzy, but there's a bunch of pistachios in here, so I'll use this. And let me take some POV shots while I do this. Okay, I believe the button I just pressed turned on the camera, so I should be recording now. I could be wrong. We'll find out. If you don't see kind of my POV shots on your screen, then I probably did it wrong. Alrighty. That should be sufficient. So I'm just putting some pistachios into a Ziploc bag, and then I'm gonna grab a mallet or something so that I can crush them. This was from a coconut opening kit that I ordered on Amazon. It did not end up being the vibe for me. Do not recommend it, but so as to not feel like I wasted a bunch of money, I constantly try to find ways to use this part of it at least. And I do use it pretty often, so there is that. I wish we were all hanging out together. Wouldn't that be fun? One day. Yeah, okay. Let's sprinkle on some crushed pistachios. There we go. Already so much prettier. Yeah. Yeah, because listen, you can make the most amazing food, but there is something about plating it and making it look pretty that just, I don't know, it just adds to the vibe, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't necessarily make it taste better. I mean, yes, they say you eat with your eyes first, right? Okay, I was just gonna say there's a reason why Michelin star restaurants pay so much attention to how things are plated and served, etc. But you know, I want to go on this random rant. So we were watching The Bear, as one does. If you haven't watched The Bear, I don't know. I mean, it's whatever. I'm not here to talk about the show, but hang on, I'm gonna grab edible flowers to add to, although it looks so pretty just as is. I don't know. So I just turned this thing off and it informed me that the camera was covered the whole time. So I'm guessing it didn't work. Hopefully it is now. I'm just putting in some pansies. Pansies are great for this because they're very neutral. Like they're not, like some edible flowers like are really only appropriate for savory dishes, well, I can't really think of a whole lot that are only appropriate for sweet dishes. I guess something that has a very floral flavor, you should really only put in a sweet dish, I would imagine. I can't think of a whole lot of uses otherwise. But pansies are so neutral, like they really taste like nothing, so they can go all over the place. Okay, so we started the most recent season of The Bear, although we didn't even make it through the first episode. The reason we started it is because we've been watching The Pit, and we went to watch the next episode of The Pit, and we couldn't because there were too many people logged on to the HBO account that I use. All right, taking these off for now. Let me put the edible flowers away. I also just grabbed a handful of cherries for me to snack on while I do this shit, because Sometimes I get so hungry, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. Okay, and also let me put these in the freezer and then we'll resume this chat. By the way, unrelated to anything, not me just dusting things onto the floor. Okay, I can't remember what I was gonna say that's unrelated to anything. Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna get back into this shit. So we went to watch the next step of The Pit. We're still not done with this season, by the way, but almost. And we couldn't watch because there were too many people logged onto the HBO account, because I use an HBO account that is like my former super, super close guy friends' younger brother's HBO account. I literally have not spoken to these people in years. So the two of them have an account. And then last year he added someone else to the account, someone by the name of Corey. And I was like, excuse me, I don't recall anyone running this by me. Like, who is Corey in this world? But Corey now uses it. And I guess all of us were trying to watch it at the same time. So we were booted off. I mean, probably Corey and Max are actually close, whereas I literally have met Max. Well, I met him for a whole weekend. I stayed at his house in Colorado. But literally Max probably doesn't even recall that I exist. So that's cool. Anyway, so we started watching The Bear for a few minutes, and then I guess Corey went out and did something with his life, so we were able to go back to HBO and watch The Pit. And we were talking about how, like, okay, it's weird enough that a tire company has somehow become the barometer on what is good food. But what's even weirder, or not weirder to me, I guess a question that I have is, it feels like all of the restaurants that get Michelin stars are kind of similar. Like, they're all really, did I just get ice cream shit in my hair? I don't know, whatever. They're all really high end. So let me just take a sippy sip. You guys, this is so good. If you haven't tried pandan, the flavor, it's one of the best flavors out there. Like, it's vanilla-y, but earthy, but creamy, but sweet. I can't explain it, but it's so fucking good. Anyway, all the Michelin star restaurants that I've come across feel like they're the same category of restaurant. It's like really high-end, really expensive. They're all set up in the same way. It's this kind of like Scandinavian minimalist decor. They all use a similar style of plates. The food is all kind of small portions, a lot of like molecular gastronomy type shit. I feel like this last spoonful is just not gonna fit in this jar, so I might just eat it. That is so good. Oh, I wasn't sure how well the pandan and pistachio combo was gonna go. I mean, I did ask ChatGPT. When I have ideas like this, sometimes I run it by chat. I'm like, wait, do these flavors pair well together? It's actually stunning. And it's not even frozen yet. Like, I can only imagine how good it's gonna taste once it's frozen. Oh my God. What if the rest of the episode I just stood here licking the blender clean? Because that's all I want to do. Anyway, so let me just put this in the fridge, I guess. Or no, I'll put it here for now just to cool down. So yeah, it feels like all Michelin star restaurants are kind of the same, right? It's small portions, it's plated in a way, there's a lot of like molecular gastronomy and like playing with the science of foods, you know, a lot of like foams and spheres and things like that. And that's really beautiful and stunning. But is there like, are there any dive restaurants on the Michelin list? Because there should be. I know in Mexico City, there's a taco stand that's on it, which I heard wasn't even like that good. But I just feel like I want to see like why can't we get a range of restaurants on there? I'm sorry, but there are some like hole in the wall, nasty ass places that have some of the best food you could ever have. That should be on a Michelin star list, especially When you go back to the origins, let's let the sirens pass. Like literally bury me in this. Like this would be my death row meal. And I don't even like sweets as much as I like savory. So to refresh, the recipe is, I mean, we just came up with it together, guys. 1.5 cups of pistachios soaked and then rinsed. 1 can of ideally coconut cream, but coconut milk will work. Do not buy the light one. They just add more water. That's all it is. We did not do spinach. 1 cup of packed medjool dates, 2 tablespoons of pandan powder, 4 tablespoons of the pandan extract. That is so fucking good. But yeah, when you go back to the origins of what the Michelin list wasn't it supposed to be for truckers on long drives to know where to stop for food? I'm sorry, I don't think truckers on long drives are stopping for an emulsified saffron foam with seaweed pandan sphere on top. Like, I just don't think that that's what they're going for. They probably want a really good meatball sub, and there probably are really fucking good meatball subs at a hole in the wall kind of place. Why isn't that on the Michelin star list? Or is it? Am I just unfamiliar with what's on the list? How is this so good? Guys, I can't wash this blender cup because like I need to lick it out. I'm gonna put it to the side for now. And anytime I get hungry during the recording, like why I have my cherries, I will return to it. I die for this. Okay. Okay. I think that's out of frame. I might have to come and check. Alrighty, the ice cream has been handled. I put my cherries in a cup, so I'm a little less ratchet. These are really fucking good cherries, though. Do you guys like sour cherries? Because I grew up obsessed with those. Have a sip of my matcha too. And then let's move on to my hyperfixation bowl. So I'm using riced cauliflower as the base. I'm gonna go get it. So I just buy it frozen. I find that that's the best option for this. Here's the thing. Oh, Sam came over. I think Sam wants to say hi. Do you wanna come be on camera? Come here. Okay, it's okay. Look, it's our little co-host. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay, Mama. Do you want a treat? No, you just want to get off screen? That's fine. Okay. So I don't like rice. It's not even like a weight thing. It's not like a carbs thing, because like I fucking love bread. Like I would take a bullet for bread. Like I would trade, I don't have kids, but I would trade my firstborn child for bread. Sorry, just trying to break this up. I don't love rice. It's just like not my thing, but I appreciate that a bowl needs some kind of base. And I think that riced cauliflower works out really, really nicely for that. I also love cauliflower. I need my hammer thing. See? Getting so much use out of this. So all of this to say, if you really like rice, I would recommend using rice as the base for this. And another thing that you can do to just inject more veggies into the bowl is you can do half and half rice and riced cauliflower if you like cauliflower. If you don't like cauliflower, I wouldn't do it. Like, it's just not gonna be satisfying to you. But like, if you're expecting rice and you just get a bowl of fucking cauliflower, like, you're not gonna be satisfied with that. Like, it's just not gonna hit the same spot. Whereas like, I don't even want rice. Like, I would literally choose riced cauliflower over real rice. I don't know, it's just kind of a boring carb for me. Like, it just, like, for me, it's bread first, 100%. So I'm gonna put this in the microwave. I forgot there's even more matcha in here. Yes. Okay. That's like one of the dorkiest things I do. Yes. And I do it all the time. I actually just went, I'm just gonna say, I put this in the microwave, but I put it in for a long time, like 7 minutes or something, to really get all the water out. So Ozzy and I went to see, by the way, I think I may have said his, if you like hear a bleep at any point in this episode, it's because I said his actual name and not his nickname. Ozzy and I went to see the Formula One movie last weekend, and I haven't been to the theaters in a really long time. It's like really not my thing. But we went to see it, and I won't say when in case because I don't, like, in case you want to see it, I don't want to spoil anything for you. But at some point in the movie, I'm like sitting up in my seat when everyone's reclined. Because I guess movie theaters all have reclining chairs now. Like, who knew? I had no idea. Anyway, everyone's like reclined. I'm like sitting up so engaged. And then when something good happened, I go, yes! And the whole movie theater was silent, and everyone just turned and looked at me, and Ozzy just started dying laughing. Anyway. Oh, okay. So yeah, if you're into like some kind of grain, like I love quinoa. So I would do quinoa as my base for the bowl, but like, honestly, I just love riced cauliflower so much too. But like, for example, I would go half and half with something like that versus rice for me personally, but like really choose. And I also recommend just rotating your grains too. You can do like half rice, half quinoa. That's always fun. Guys, this tastes like, do you remember vintage green tea ice cream? Like from the 2010s? This is what it tastes like. Do you guys remember the mochi ice cream from Trader Joe's? That shit was so fucking good. I love the texture of the mochi ball. So good. Anyway, I guess I'll have another bite of this so as to not pass out. This is so fucking good. I just saw that one of my favorite food creators, I think it's like Chloe's Vegan Kitchen or something, or I don't know, Chloe is vegan, or her name is Chloe and she lives in Australia and she's vegan. She launched this pistachio matcha paste. Looks so good. I used to love doing pistachio milk for matcha, but now I do that soy milk because that has so much protein. Holy shit, that landed on my slipper instead of on my outfit. Fucking kissed on the dick. Wait, that's an Australian expression, by the way. Kissed on the dick. It means got lucky. I think we can all surmise the etymology of that phrase. Okay, thank you for giving me time and space to do that because that's delicious. Okay, so now I guess we'll use this massive fucking cutting board. And we'll get some of the other ingredients of the bowl ready. Yeah, okay. So, I actually need to remember everything that's in the bowl. Oh, let me get the mushrooms too. They're cooked. All right, so these are a few of the things that are gonna go in the bowl. So I wanna talk about mushrooms first. With cooking mushrooms, they have a lot of water in them, so it's recommended that you don't add oil right away because if you add oil right away, basically like you're gonna have to keep adding so much oil. So what you should actually do is let them sweat first and let some of the water come out and then add oil. But I actually just like to dry roast mushrooms. I find it easier and you don't have to deal with the whole oil conundrum. And because the water comes out, they never get too dry. So I just batch these, just like slice them up and roast them at 400 for like 10 to 15 until they cook through. So we're gonna do mushrooms in the bowl. We have the riced cauliflower, which is gonna be the base of the bowl. And then there's gonna be a few other things in there. But one thing that is really, really, really important to this bowl is cooked tomatoes. And again, we're gonna do them the lazy girl way. We're literally just gonna microwave them when that shit's done. So stay tuned. By the way, this is what's left of my balsamic shallot vinaigrette, which is the sauce for this bowl. I was gonna make more, but honestly, I have severe blender PTSD right now, so we're not. So we have to talk about tomatoes for a bit, because something about me that you may or may not know is that tomatoes are actually like my favorite thing ever. And I do consider myself to be a tomato connoisseur. And there are hundreds of different types of tomatoes that I like for different reasons, right? Heirlooms, fuck me up, so good, like so juicy, a softer tomato, whatever. A plum tomato is really nice, especially as a beginner tomato, I would say, because they don't have a lot of seeds. And I think the tomato seeds are what a lot of people are turned off from. Obviously, beefsteak is beautiful. And then this time of year, we get so many great varieties of smaller tomatoes. And I want to talk about some of these. So these are called like lollybombs, or no, yeah, lollybombs, I think is the name of these. These are probably the tastiest ones. And then there's a bunch of like, I think these red ones here are flavor bombs. And this is some other kind of bomb. I don't know. Basically, if your tomatoes aren't called something bomb, like they're not worth their salt. Okay, so our riced cauliflower is done. And see how it's like so much more condensed, so much of the water came out. So we're gonna put that in the middle of the bowl. This might be a good time actually to bring out the glasses again. Oh my God. Don't mind me. Fucking Captain Four Eyes to the rescue. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're gonna put the riced cauliflower, or let me film this. We're putting the riced cauliflower in the center. And it obviously goes out and around a bit too, but primarily in the center. And then I'm gonna heat up some of these mushrooms. And the mushrooms have nothing on them. They're completely dry, so keep that in mind. And then when I'm done chopping the tomatoes, we will microwave those. Now, could you be like slow roasting the tomatoes to get them caramelized and stuff? Sure. But it's also completely unnecessary. Like they do a stunning job in the microwave, and like work smarter, not harder. Also, didn't need the camera for that part. I think you guys know I'm really into Dr. Michelle Davenport's work, and she talks a lot about cooking methods and AGEs, which are advanced glycation end products, I believe, and how dry roasting or roasting in general, that kind of dry heat method of cooking leads to a lot more AGEs, and AGEs are kind of what makes you age, which I think the acronym was influenced by that. And so water-based cooking is way better, but fun fact, microwave cooking actually leads to very low AGEs, so whatever. But really I do it for ease. Anyway, what I was saying about tomatoes, I recently had a really good kind of tomato. This may be one of them. They were called umami bombs. No, this wasn't that. Anyway, long story short, I guess If your little baby cherry grape tomatoes don't have the word bomb in them, they're probably not going to be good. That's the takeaway. So I'll put in the show notes all my favorite ones, or I'll even tag them because I buy them at Whole Foods primarily. Other than umami bombs, I can't remember where I bought umami bombs. It may have been at the what I call fancy grocer, which is Happier Grocer. Cool, cool, cool. Mushrooms are ready. So we'll add those to the bowl in a sec, but let me just finish. Don't mind me just being pure chaos over here. So yeah, I'm just slicing these in half. Now, if I were roasting them in the oven, I wouldn't care so much, but in the microwave, like they could explode. So I love how I'm just having a matcha this late in the day. Like I would never, but how perfect is this straw with this glass? I'll link both, by the way. Do you guys like how I make the episodes shoppable? I honestly don't do it for my like money situation. Like obviously, if it is an affiliate link, which not all are, I put them all in my affiliate link platform so that all the links are in one place, but not everything has, like not everything like I get paid for, but obviously if it is an actual affiliate link, I do make money. But the reason I do it is just to make it like really easy on you guys so you can buy whatever you see. So, no, I'm getting more and more hungry by the minute. I need my bowl. Alrighty. So, I'm gonna put the mushrooms in one kind of, so I put the rice in the middle, and then I kind of put all the different toppings around the center, if that makes sense. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the mushrooms I have in there are shiitake, baby bella, button, and king oyster. Now, if you've never seen a king oyster mushroom, I 10 out of 10 recommend them. They are a very phallic looking mushroom in that they have a long, thick stem that is completely edible and a very small kind of cap. And fun story, one time I was talking to my mom about mushrooms. So we just put the tomatoes in. I'm gonna put these in for longer. I did the mushrooms for like a minute and a half, but they were cooked already. These I want to cook through. I'm doing just over 4 minutes. I think I did 4.5 total. So I was talking to my mom about mushrooms, and I was like, yeah, Mom, you know, the ones that look like penises? And she's like, oh, yeah. And then she bought enoki mushrooms, which if you're not familiar with enoki mushrooms, they're like a bunch of like string sized mushrooms bunched together. Like it's like, think like a mushroom like the size of like the stem is like a long string with a little head on top, and there's a bunch of them in one bunch. And when she bought that, I was like, Mom, I think you should take Dad to the doctor. Like, you think that's what penises look like? Like, if that's what Dad's penis looks like, ma'am, we need some medical intervention ASAP. Okay, let me get back to this. So we're gonna do a fuck ton of tofu for this bowl because a bitch loves her tofu. Now, I recently bought this tofu just to see how it is. It's the Whole Foods brand 365 pressed extra firm tofu. I think it's my new favorite tofu. It's really fucking good. You can obviously add whatever protein source you want, but this is what Mama wants today. I mean, for me, it's always like tofu or tempeh. And the other thing that's really good is the Whole Foods brand tempeh is hands down the best fucking tempeh I've ever had. I'm actually just gonna snack on a piece of this. This is something I love to do. Wait, I'll show you what I really actually love to do. Okay, what I really love to do is I will take a piece of tofu, just plain like this. Now you can like roast or whatever. I just fucking love my tofu as is. And I will dip it into sauce. So this is a peanut sauce that I made. It's like a Thai inspired kind of peanut sauce. And I'll just eat it like this. I know that's kind of weird and savage, but like, it's so fucking good to me. This is kind of like a satay type sauce, but obviously lighter, healthier, yada, yada. You guys know the drill. Also higher in protein. All right, enough of this. I'm gonna put this shit away and I'm gonna make sure I don't have tofu bits in my teeth because that happens to me a lot. And then hopefully the tomatoes will be done and we'll get back to the bowl. Okay, by the grace of God, I actually did not have shit in my teeth, which is shocking. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna dice the tofu first and put it in the bowl. And then I'm gonna add the cooked tomatoes next to it. So that way the heat of the tomatoes kind of, bit of the tofu just went into the cherry bowl. Yeah, the heat of the tomato kind of cooks it up. Okay, this is like too much for this bowl, but I'm gonna leave it here because you know your girl's gonna fucking eat it. I'm gonna put these guys back on. It makes a really cool sound in your ear when you first put it on. All right, now look at my soupy tomatoes. I love them. And you best believe I have all of that juice out the bottom. And that's why usually when I make bowls like this, I'll do multiple sauces in a bowl. If you follow me on TikTok, you may have seen that I like to do that. I'm also gonna post some of these recipes. I'm gonna ramp up the content that I'm putting out because right now I've been kind of, you know, I don't want to say half-assing it, but like certainly not going as hard as I could be. Again, it's a little too much for the size of this bowl, but it's good. It's fine. Alrighty. Now, let's add some spinach. Yeah, so usually I like to do multiple sauces in one bowl. Like my favorite variety of this that I've been doing is I made this green cilantro, like Thai style sauce per my friend Michelle's request. So she loves, apparently there's this restaurant in New York City that I've actually walked by a lot. It's this Thai restaurant called Fish Cheeks. And apparently they have this crab fried rice that's amazing. And with it comes this like kind of green sauce. And so she asked me if I could recreate that. Obviously I haven't had the sauce and it probably isn't vegan because a lot of Thai sauces aren't. But I did some research and I think I know what type of sauce it is. And I think I came up with a good copycat recipe. Now, is it actually a good copycat recipe? I don't fucking know because I've never tried the real thing. Nevertheless, it tastes fucking incredible. So I love to do kind of like an Asian-y influenced bowl with that green sauce and then that peanut sauce, the satay type sauce that I was talking about before. Like usually I'll do at least 2 sauces, but in this one I'm not going to because we have the cooked tomatoes, which are already kind of like saucy and soupy in a good way, not in a bad way. And then we have the one sauce. I'm adding avocado and I have flash pickled cabbage and onions, which are also like super tart. So we're already adding so many like saucy, soupy flavors. So I don't feel like we need a whole nother sauce. Excuse me, a little matcha intermission. I'm never gonna go to bed tonight, which honestly might work out because there's so much cleaning. Like you guys have no idea how chaotic it is everywhere that isn't within the shot right now. Not to like break the fourth wall. Okay. So we added the spinach. Now we're gonna add some sauce, but we're gonna add more sauce later too. This truly is one of my favorite sauces I've ever had. Oh, so I'll tell you how to make this sauce. And one thing I wanna say, a traditional vinaigrette usually is like 3/4 oil, 1/4 vinegar. That's kind of the traditional thing. And then you want some kind of emulsifying agent because oil and vinegar don't emulsify really well. And that's why if you've ever just made like a plain oil and vinegar thing, it's never thick and creamy like that is. It's because your oil and vinegar aren't properly emulsified. So something that could emulsify it, a really easy one is mustard. It just helps. And emulsify means like it actually congeals together. Now, I like to do my vinaigrettes a little bit different so that they're lighter. So I actually play with the ratios a lot. And for this one, it's a shallot vinaigrette. So I did 2 whole bits of shallot, 3 pitted medjool dates, a 1/4 cup balsamic vinegar, a 1/4 cup Dijon mustard, a 1/4 cup water, a 1/4 cup oil, and a 1/4 cup tamari. It's fucking delicious. And you would never know that it's like lighter in oil than your traditional. Okay. Now we're gonna do an avocado. Again, like that adds so much creaminess that like we really don't need the extra sauce. But if I were to do another sauce in this bowl, I would probably do either a pesto or a mustard, not a mustard, sorry, a hummus. Actually, my white bean hummus recipe, which might not be out yet, but it might be out yet. I recorded it forever ago. I just haven't edited it and posted it. I think that would be one of my go-tos for this bowl, but I didn't want to make more sauces because like I said at the top, I'm literally about to leave town for almost a week. Okay, so we're adding our avocado. We love it. We love her. Okay, now let me grab a fork for the cabbage. Now this I want to talk about. So traditional pickling it involves heat. So what you do is blanch your vegetables, which just means like a quick boil and then putting it in an ice bath. And then you add the vinegar and like in the case of onions and stuff, always sugar. But what I like to do is this raw flash pickle. So I don't cook them at all. So for this, it's just cabbage and onions that I used a mandolin to get super thin. And then I just put them in vinegar and like let them sit and live their lives. And eventually they become stunning like this. And it's my preferred way of doing it because you don't have to cook, so you still get the benefits of the rawness. Plus it's like so much easier. And you guys know I don't like to use sugar, yada, yada, yada. So yeah, adding that, love like how crunchy it is and how tart it is. And then the very last thing other than edible flowers, which we're obviously gonna do, is I'm gonna add broccoli sprouts to this. Now, broccoli sprouts are one of the most nutrient-dense foods out there, but I'm also adding them for just like a pop of color and fun and more texture. Yeah, okay, that's our bowl. Now I am gonna add edible flowers because like what is life without it, truly? Like, not to be dramatic. And we're gonna do a few different types of edible flowers for this. So these are some gem marigolds or some regular marigolds and some gem marigolds. I just think they're really pretty when you pull the petals off like this. They do have more of a floral flavor, so I don't want to add too much of it. And then these, I actually forget what they're called, but they have a bit of like an oregano-like flavor to them, which I think works for this bowl. But if it were more of the Asian-y vibes that I usually go for, I would not use them. And then we're gonna do some cornflower, which is a really beautiful neutral edible flower. And again, I just love to pull the petals off and sprinkle them on like this rather than putting the whole flower on. I think it looks so much prettier like this. And you know, Making bowls, I think, can be a bit of a tricky thing in that you sometimes just want to add everything that you ever want. I call it Chopped syndrome. So do you guys remember when Chopped, the salad bar, first kind of came into the sphere a long, long time ago? And a lot of it was like they had pre-made ones, but you also could like make your own. And you know, you'd go in and you're like, oh my God, amazing. I'm gonna add all the things that I fucking love. And then it would taste like shit. And the reason it would taste like shit is because you're adding every single thing that you want. It's kind of like if you were to have a dinner party and invited everyone that you liked, it probably wouldn't be a really fun dinner party because not all of those people are gonna get along with each other. And same thing here, not all flavors get along with each other. You have to curate the perfect vibe. And I think this is a really fucking well curated bowl. All right, my loves, I think we're done here. Like, did I say everything I wanted to say? Probably not. I don't know. But I'm so hungry. I will pass out if I don't eat, and I'm about to go record last week's episode. Also, wait, one thing I just want to add. When you guys get a bowl, do you mix everything together or do you pick around? Because I don't mix everything together, and neither does Ozzy. He told me even when he gets Chipotle, he'll kind of just pick at different segments, and I do the same thing. So let's get a little bite here and see how she is. If you don't get this, I didn't either until recently. So you guys know Steph Curry, like arguably one of the best basketball players ever. So apparently when he does something good and he's a phenomenal shooter, he'll do this. It's night night, meaning like, it's over, I crushed, we crushed, I can't even get better than this. So I'm telling you guys, night fucking night, this is such a good bowl. I mean, just make that dressing and you'll see, you'll see. Okay, I'm gonna go have a few bites and then record next week's episode or last week's episode. Now, since you are listening in real time, if last week's episode is dog shit, it's because I died. So that's what's going on. Thank God I still have a bit of matcha left that I'm casually having at almost 5 p.m. What is life anymore? All right, seriously though, I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Mwah.
If you loved that episode as much as I hope you did, make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing, and check out some past episodes while you wait for the new one to drop next week. And until next week, make sure to stay cunty out there.